It's USFanTV, but I'm not in my normal spot. I'm in a different spot, but it's still USFanTV
Hat guy was traded to a different location.
to a different location in my house. It's actually, we are 24 minutes past our normal start time because my son got injured tonight at soccer practice. And so I had to help him with his ankle issue and get
Yeah,
him to
no one
bed.
no one can blame technical difficulties on me tonight.
No, it is not technical difficulties. We know what we're doing with the technical thing. It's because my son got hurt. So I had to help him out. Looks like an ankle sprain. Not very fun. But we're here now. So um yeah.
So all is
TJ,
right with the soccer world,
it yes, except for my son's ankle. TJ is in the army now.
adult soccer world.
Um so he may appear from, where is he? Fort Knox? What is he
um,
protecting gold? What's he doing?
I know where he is, but I can't think of the name of it right now.
Fort McCoy, Fort Hood,
Fort Bliss, I think it is.
Fort Bliss. Okay, he's at a
Yeah,
fort right now. TJ's at a fort.
down in San Antone.
Oh yeah, we've seen him down there. We've seen him down
Indeed,
there. Uh,
at a Dos Acero.
it was one of the many we saw. Uh, oh my
Oh,
God.
and here he
Right here.
is.
Speak of the devil. There he is. TJ, live from the army. Hello, TJ.
He's in the army now. He is not on the mic.
Technical difficulties. Is this you guys, speaking of mic, you can actually see my mic in this shot, I noticed.
Yeah,
Um, TJ, what's going on? We're gonna let him work it out. So there's,
a few things to talk about tonight.
I wouldn't say it's like a crazy busy night, but it seems to be, there's enough to talk about that it's going to be one of those shows where it may go off the rails, folks. So, but we should probably start with the, it's taken a year and a month to almost hire Greg Berhalter. We're almost to that point. I
Yeah,
think the surprising thing here is the people we didn't interview, apparently. It took a year and we didn't interview most of the people you would expected we would have interviewed. So,
or apparently anyone. I mean,
yeah,
technically
it
speaking,
is.
has it even been confirmed that we've actually interviewed Craig Berhalter?
No, no.
It seems that U.S.
I know about
Soccer
his
only is
underwear choices,
confirming
but
that.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've actually interviewed him, but maybe he's just going to be surprised like everybody and just get it. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems that U.S. Soccer is only confirming who they're not interviewing for the position, which certainly seems odd to me.
Which,
Um,
if you have a year,
you would think you look around a little.
maybe you talk to some people and just hear them out, hear their thoughts. But it's increasingly clear that they were so worried about this causing their whole inner circle to blow up that they were more interested in covering their asses than actually doing anything. Not that I think in the end Greg Berhalter won't be a good coach. I think he'd be a fine coach, but as we pointed out in this show, maybe we wanted more than just fine. Um, but it's really, really frustrating. It's really, really frustrating to hear that, you know, Oscar Pareja has not been interviewed. Tata Martino was not interviewed.
Peter
Um,
Vermees,
Peter
Juan Carlos
Vermees,
Osorio,
yeah, Peter Vermees and Juan Carlos Osorio too. They were on everybody's radar. I
yeah,
mean,
Jesse Marsh,
yeah, Jesse Marsh and a guy you would presumably want to talk to.
Tab
Um,
Ramos, even Bob Bradley.
yeah, it's incredible that we're at this point and we haven't talked to those people. That is more infuriating than waiting to me, because we talked about the
We
waiting
are.
isn't the worst thing. I mean, by now you would hope we'd have it figured out, but the waiting wasn't the worst thing. The talking to nobody really bothers me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. TJ, we still can't hear you. So if you can hear us, your mic is either not on or I don't know what the deal is.
No, he's moving his lips.
We don't know. We see you. Uh,
Your tax
yeah,
dollar's hard at work.
it's the it's true. You know, that's kind of what's infuriating about all of this. It's not so much that it took a year; it's that it took a year to get someone they could have had all along, and without even apparently considering anyone else. I mean, that's I guess the part that I just don't understand in the end. You know, so what was the need to wait? Like it just it makes everything look like you don't know what you're doing, and it's a major failing on the part of U.S. soccer. Um, it also I think because it's going to be kind of a backhanded thing, and because the timing may work out that his brother becomes possibly president. All right,
Yeah.
what is it? President? What is technically
Dan
what's
Flynn's
the
position.
yeah what's his technical title?
I don't remember. We'd have to
Well, there
Google
was
it.
a machine that would tell us.
He's the day-to-day
Um,
guy, the
yeah,
guy who runs things day to day. Yeah.
effectively the man in charge. You know, it's going to come at about
CEO,
the
yeah.
same time. That thank you. That that you know his brother could become CEO, but also if no one else is really even interviewed, does that mean that Ernie Stewart got the job because he would give him the job? Does Ernie Stewart not really have the ability to interview anyone else? Is he not doing his job? Like it just calls so many things into question that makes the entire organization look inept.
There's
And
been a lack of
like there
reporting
aren't
on this
enough
too.
problems for
Like it,
U.S. soccer.
and I know that like organizations can be insulated, and if you can't get anyone, you can't really do any kind of new reporting on it. But that we don't know. Like
Yeah,
we know that people weren't interviewed, but we have all these questions as to what is Ernie doing? Is he doing the right thing? Is he doing what he's supposed to be doing? Is he just a yes man? We always wondered what that position would be anyway. Um, what's happening with the CEO position? Why haven't they interviewed anybody? There's so many questions, and we don't know. And it's if it is Greg Berhalter and it is later this week as we think it may be, um, I I don't want to like shit on him for I don't want to immediately not support him because of how messed up U.S. soccer is. I will still throw my support behind him and hope for the best. Um, but it's so
I mean,
stupid the way it went
I
down.
I'm not even against him, and it will. I think we'll get to like Alexi Lalas's comments about Berhalter and
Yeah.
Pep in a minute, but I actually think Berhalter is a good is conceivably at least a very good choice. But the way everything went down or is
I'm
going
not laughing
down,
at you, Chris.
it makes it all look like the organization doesn't know what they're doing. And I'm sorry, we have enough problems that make us look like we don't know what we're doing. Could we do one thing right?
Are you going to keep missing field goals?
That's over now.
Uh, Hunter, I think you know this because you seem like a smart person. Um, but he hates it when you compare him to Mason Crosby. He gets that a lot living in Wisconsin. So, Christian asks which federation is worse, US's or Argentina's?
Uh,
We're more inept.
Argentina's is more
Argentina's more of a
correct.
disaster. Yeah.
Yeah, Argentina's is more corrupt. We are just, yeah, I think inept. So, which is worse? It's a matters. I guess it depends on which way you look at it. So anyway, Alexi Lalas.
Yeah. So
He
here's
says, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
it's okay. I'll preface it by saying, and this is a couple weeks ago. We were going to talk about it last week, but I was in the Pacific Northwest, so we decided to hold off until this week. But um, I will preface it by saying his answer to this question was a lot more nuanced than Twitter was allowing him credit for. But the answer,
Imagine that.
the question he threw out was Pep Guardiola or Greg Berhalter, because that looks to be where we're going. Who would you rather have coach the men's national team? And I think, one, because it's Twitter, and two, because it is Pep of all names he threw out. And his argument was that maybe Pep isn't the right person, or a person of Pep's caliber isn't the right person for this job. Maybe there is, because they don't understand the ins and outs of the US, or maybe Pep hasn't coached a significantly inferior team to the other ones he's coached, or whatever, for lots of reasons. the best coach in the world might not be the right coach for this situation. I thought it was a good question, but because Alexi loves MLS and because he would side with perhaps a Berhalter in this case, people were jumping down his throat. I mean, it's Pep. Like, I get where he's going with it. I get the point he's trying to make, but it's Pep. Pep's pretty widely considered to be the best coach on the planet. And if you don't want the best coach on the planet to take a shot at your national team, you're an idiot. I mean, I don't want to call Alexi that because I actually one of the few people who do like him, but that's insane. That, like, if it was Jose, or if it was Arsene Wenger, or if it was another major Premier League name or another major European league name, maybe you could make the case that a Berhalter or a Bradley would be better suited to coach the national team, but it's Pep. It's like when you have dudes like Thierry Henry and Vinny Company saying, this guy retaught me how to think about the whole game that I'd been playing my whole life at an incredibly high level. Yeah, I think we would want him. We're obviously not going to get him, even if we threw 20 million a year at him. That I don't see him wanting to do it unless he just wants a crazy new challenge. But no, it's Pep. Yes, you take Pep if you have the chance to take Pep.
I guess, like, I kind of see this as you have to frame it, or you have to view it from the fact that there's Alexi Lalas, the person, and Alexi Lalas, the TV personality or broadcast personality or whatever.
Don King of soccer.
The Don King of
as
soccer.
You've called him before.
When it wasn't my quote, someone else has come up with that term, but it is true. I mean, it goes back to his days like with the Galaxy, where it was like when Beckham joined, he said that he was joining another world class organization. Alexi says things because he realizes that his persona allows him to kind of start arguments, fights, whatever, that get people talking, that get him more views. So sometimes I think his I don't know, his analogies, his comparisons, his thoughts in general are outlandish, but they're more outlandish because he's doing it to get the attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think to some extent his point here is a valid one. He just kind of did it in a Alexi, the TV personality version. Pep probably isn't the best manager for the U.S. We won't be able to execute many of the ideals that he professes.
Especially
won't be able.
When he's not able to teach day to day, which is Pep's thing.
Yeah. I can't imagine that even if our young players turn out to be better than their projections might suggest, that we'll truly ever, in any kind of, I don't know, near-term future, be able to execute on the vision that Pep possesses. And can he, in a sense, dumb it down to meet the needs of the current squad? I don't know. It's sort of like saying, could Messi explain why he is Messi? Is he just one of those players who, I don't know why I do this? Managers are different in that they are able to communicate their vision and things, but I don't know. I see it as there are different coaches for different needs. And I've talked in the past about how I think Martin O'Neill, if we were looking at the team that we had at the end of September, we'll say, last year, Martin O'Neill might have been the best manager for that squad because he's a very good defensive manager, very good at getting more from his teams than maybe kind of more than the sum of their parts. But is that the kind of manager you need for the youth on this coming team? I don't think it is.
Wait, I got a question for you there, Mason.
Oh my God, he has audio.
Mason, I got a question for you. So didn't didn't Pep leave Barcelona because he had heart problems or something like that originally? Wasn't that him who left?
I think he was having kind of a falling out with the president at the time, and he just wanted to go do something else.
He also has kind of said he likes a new challenge every few years, 3 or 4 years.
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine Pep trying to teach his style of play with Zardes' first touch? This is comedic gold right there. So you guys are missing the point. That's comedic gold right there, and that needs to be seen. That would
be an amazing Amazon documentary series. Just that.
Now that alone, but beyond that, Pat, you're wrong. Berhalter. Yes, Pep might be the best coach in the world when Pep has the best players in the world. I think Chris had it right in the devil's in the details here.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're striving for something, Greg Berhalter is not the guy you're striving to get. Like I'd rather Bob Bradley, honestly, than Greg Berhalter. I think he's better and more accomplished. I know that's crazy for some people to say, but if we're gonna get a guy out of MLS, I would rather just Bob come back and do it. At least Pep would be the ultimate in ambition. And I also realized the last time we showed ambition, we got Klinsmann, who, had a lot of problems. He had a lot of good things. He had a lot of problems.
I think Robert Cordova has it best. Pep is Urban Meyer. I mean, he's the soccer version of Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer needs to have a good team, or he's not going to be as successful.
I've heard that comparison with Phil Jackson too. I think Pep's a genius. I don't think Phil is, and I think he was exposed with the Knicks. Maybe he just got old, maybe he got bored. I don't know. But I think Pep's a genius. When you have, like I said, you have guys like Henry and company and De Bruyne and like really, really incredibly talented guys going, yes, this guy taught me a whole new level of things. I mean, are we really serious? We wouldn't, if this fantasy came true and he said, yes, I want to coach your team for whatever you're paying, whatever crap you're paying, would we really not try it? I can't see that we wouldn't try it, but
like I said, if nothing more, I want to see him in teaching with Zardes' first touch. That would be the only reason. That would be the beginning and the end of the entertainment for me. But I don't know if he's going to get any better results. I guess that's kind of the thing. I get it. He's a genius. I get it.
I don't know that he would either, because like we said, every 2 months he's seeing his players. He can't really teach his style to them in the brief amount of time that he has them. But I'd like to see him try. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would kick him out of bed for eating crackers or whatever they say. But I guess I understand the sensible part of Lawless's argument. I actually thought about writing this up for the website, but I didn't do it. So
yeah, that's the
pretty
thing.
much my argument right there.
I get what he's saying, and Twitter doesn't allow for nuanced discussion on anything in most cases. So
what?
Yeah, everybody jumped on his throat, but I get his point. I understand his point. It's yeah. So.
And I guess kind of to go back, seeing now that my mic is working and I've reset everything and got it to work, Chris, I didn't know you were here to like sabotage my computer so it went all combs on it, but anyway, all these other names that are out there, how many of them got, and this is I think has been covered already. How many of them didn't get beyond the discussion with the agents? The money wasn't going to be there, or
maybe.
The interest simply wasn't there.
Did they even do that?
I have trouble believing that a bunch of these guys, like say Peter Vermees, come on, that guy has just as much history with the national program as Greg Berhalter.
Yeah.
He has head coaching experience too. He's not coached overseas, but he's got head coaching experience. He seems to be a guy who is extremely detail oriented. Wouldn't that be? Don't you think he would probably have some kind of interest here? I've wondered about Tab Ramos from last fall till now. What the real story there was or is. Bob Bradley, I'm not saying I want him back. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm not saying I want him back. but he is, I would say at this point, the most accomplished U.S. coach, and you know he can handle the job.
I don't know, but if you're Bob Bradley,
do you want to come back? No, that one I think is,
and that's part of it. That's part of it. The other, especially seeing he's in LA, would you really want to go spend, your summers in various places that suck versus Los Angeles? So
I mean, if you ask me, Los Angeles sucks, but the weather's nice. But I don't particularly like the city.
Tacos are good there.
There's that.
There's that. Yeah.
Don't they claim to have invented the French dip sandwich as well?
I don't know. Like, is this like when Selena Gomez got murdered by her fan?
It wasn't Selena Gomez. Wasn't it just Selena there?
Yes, we figured that out after the fact.
It was
Tejada superstar who was portrayed by Jennifer Lopez in the movie.
Yes, indeed.
We mixed up, and we shouldn't say we. Chris mixed up Selena and Selena Gomez. It was just also confusing. Yeah. What else did you guys want to talk about tonight?
So the women's team, the World Cup uniform, at least jersey, seems to have been released. A lot of people like it. It's this red thing with like a kind of a subtle stars and stripes motif on it.
I like it.
I don't like it. I think it's too busy.
Do you know what it's better than? Highlighter yellow and black.
Yeah. The one that had no colors from the flag on it. It had white.
It is better than highlighter yellow and black. I like it. I want to see it in person. It's one of those because the front, if it's subtle, could be cool. If it's not so subtle, it could be really busy. But it's still, whatever it is still better than us wearing green or yellow or whatever the hell that was.
Chartreuse. Yes. Yeah, that was, I think, possibly the worst national team uniform I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not because it was even the ugliest, but because it was just, it had no relation to our country. You're supposed to be representing Nike, I mean, by design, is supposed to be representing our country in uniform.
Hey, it was a good uniform. They represented Nike well. I mean, that was truly Nike yellow. Their Mason Crosby. So I guess that I've looked at, what? It's not, I guess that the red isn't bad. It's red, so therefore it's a bonus for that alone because U.S. seems to miss out on using red periodically. But overall, yeah. It's better than the Nike yellow. We'll give it that.
We're all old enough to remember when the fans had to wear red to the games because that was the color of Sam's Army, and there was never a red uniform. And then when the Don't Tread uniform,
or there was, but it was the '98 uniform.
Yeah, that's true.
That one quickly got axed. Some people are asking if Pulisic's hype is over and if he's peaked. Look, the dude's 20 years old. He's not had maybe a great last month, but I don't know that you can look at too many Americans in Europe who have. Whatever, stuff like this is going to happen. To immediately like jump off the bandwagon is just as bandwagon as it was to jump on in the first place. He has some challenges now to overcome at Dortmund, and hopefully he will. Based on the evidence to this point, we would expect he will. But
yeah, I mean, Jadon Sancho is certainly outplaying him right now, by a mile. So, we'll see. It's good for him though. This is what you want, right? I mean, this is why you go there. If he was on Columbus Crew, he'd be the best player by a mile, and he'd be making a lot of money and be quite comfortable. But I don't know that he'd be really getting better. He's got to prove. He's got to keep proving himself every time he plays. So, yeah, it's fine. I'm not willing to jump off the bandwagon yet. We haven't seen him play for the national team in a year. except for the one time when he was tired and bored and had to go out there for contractual reasons. He's been hurt for Dortmund a lot lately, so I think he'll be fine. But we'll see. Yeah, Jadon Sancho, if we're on USFanTV, is playing out of his mind right now. What are our Halloween plans? I think we're gonna go trick or treating, and then we're gonna go over to the neighbor's house.
Ooh. I've got a Halloween painting, USFanTV painting, to go up on Instagram, I think, tomorrow morning. I painted it last year, but it was after Halloween.
You literally painted it?
I literally painted it.
Do you
Technically, it's
paint?
like a sugar skull. Sometimes. I'm a painter.
Is that when you're
I don't
not
know why
kick-
this is
is that what is that when you're not kicking on Sundays?
It's gonna
my
go
way
the
of
whole time.
relaxing after enough
Tonight, yeah.
after enough
That's
misses.
a tonight thing.
Alex wants to know what we think of the women's national team roster. I think it's awesome that Danny Calaprico's on it. So that was cool to see. Other than that, I'm excited that they're playing friendlies outside of the United States.
2 weeks.
Speaking of friendlies outside of the United States, Chris will be at Wembley for the
Indeed.
U.S. and England. Maybe we'll try to have you live on whatever show we're doing at that point.
I'll see what I can do. I don't know if I can count on it, but yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Well, what if 9 o'clock? It's what 3 a.m. there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris will be passed out from being drunk the night before.
Yeah,
I don't know
unless we did
why
the show.
you guys suggested. Like, I'm seeing comments here too. Like,
Say Halloween night, I'll be probably sitting right about where I am now, probably drinking beer.
Protecting our country, though, TJ.
It's didactic. It's all day in a classroom, so not exactly the most exciting thing to do. But they actually, the weird thing is they did trick or treating on post tonight, because apparently the forecast is for 3 to 4 inches of rain, is what somebody said tomorrow. So
good times.
they bumped it up a day. So
Favorite Halloween candy? That's a good question.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I
Boom.
like a Snickers. I like other ones, but the Reese's peanut butter cup is the best.
Skittles,
Really?
Starburst, Skittles and Starburst. Yep.
You like the
We've
fruity
told
candies?
you. We've told you. TJ has terrible taste.
Do you have a peanut allergy that I don't know about?
Maybe. I don't know. Could be. Or I just like those better than Reese's peanut butter cups.
I'm Pat tonight.
I normally don't have the ability to do this in my normal setup, so that, and I'm not going to normally. This is just
didactic. This is sports chat.
I'm going to do the Home Alone.
It is not Spurs' home ground.
They don't have a home ground. They're homeless. Speaking of homeless, I went to Portland, Oregon.
We're happy for you. We're really happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised security. I'm surprised security let you back on the plane. I just sort of thought they would have thrown your ass off of it.
Let me just say, great city, but lots of homeless people. They have a big problem. They need to. I think that what I heard when I went there was they had like some progressive people in charge who thought they were going to help, give every homeless person a home. So every homeless person showed up from, states away, and they don't have homes. So there's lots of people sleeping on the street, which is pretty sad to see. But you know what they do?
Don't have homes.
They don't have homes. It's pretty bad. Otherwise, a beautiful city.
Homeless
and
people.
The
homeless people don't have homes.
it's
Things you have learned.
They're bad.
Things you have learned.
But I will say, amazing soccer culture there. I mean, from TV that they like it. From TV it's cool, but it's just amazing to be in this country and to be like at a bar, a mile away from the stadium, and there's a bunch of people wearing Timber stuff, and everybody just slowly is walking toward the stadium, and there's an atmosphere there that we just, at least we don't have it in Bridgeview. Our crumbling.
Fire can't even keep players who are still presumably
We have 25-year-olds retiring.
able to play.
25-year-olds who have made national team appearances are retiring. Yeah.
Who are like, I got better things to do with my life. What?
I know he had injury issues. Were there concussion issues in there too?
That was the only thing that I could think of that maybe would have caused it, and I don't know the answer to that. But yes, Brandon Vincent retired from the Fire today. Kind of out of the blue. He's very young. He was pretty good.
He was a friend. He was on a Camp Cupcake a couple of years in a row, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I mean,
like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Probably would have been a Gold Cup type player this year.
Maybe. I mean, we are in need of some defenders, at least like left backs.
Wait a minute, hold on. Anonymity says that you said that I was having marital problems last show. It was my 10-year anniversary.
I saw that go by. I think TJ said that.
I'm sure I said it. I'm sure I said it. But now all I'm going to do is force you to go back and watch it. So
I can't.
Oh God. Because you and anybody has some
marital advice for Pat.
Some advice for you.
So now that we're going in that direction, was the high point of the show where Pat said homeless people don't have homes, or the word didactic being used? So you were at the game on Sunday.
I was. You know what? Amazingly large crowd, considering it was driving rain and really, really windy.
Just
and
to see Wayne Rooney.
To see Wayne Rooney, yeah. And maybe the last time we see Schweinsteiger. I don't think so, but maybe. Definitely the last time to see Gordo on the field. So.
And the level of butthurt on Twitter about him, the team announcing he was retiring that morning. I wonder if he didn't mention it until that morning or something along those lines. I mean, I get it. He's had a good MLS career, but at the same time, he wasn't exactly a hot commodity when he was out of contract this year. He was a trialist that they signed at the end of preseason.
He's 37. Like, what's he gonna do? You know?
Yeah, Klinsmann would still take him though. Throw him on the national team for a little bit.
I didn't understand that call up.
It was because I told you it's because that's who's on TV in LA.
Maybe
there is something to that. It's why guys in the championship don't tend to be called up, because the games are harder to get on television until ESPN Plus.
So based on that theory, would Klinsmann have tried to call in Zlatan?
It's possible. I am bigger than one country. I am Zlatan. Yeah. So, but yeah, good. I mean, big crowd and is mostly for Wayne Rooney, I assume. But yeah, it's still, people knock MLS as being a retirement league, but there's still something cool if you're a fan who can't make it to Europe all the time to see games, to see a dude like Wayne Rooney in person. Like I was in the second row and I'm looking at, like, that's Wayne Rooney. He's right there. He's the guy who had, the hair transplants and the old prostitutes and the Man United's all-time leading scorer and all of that. Like, there he is. There's Wayne Rooney.
And it's not okay. So maybe he's not a Premier League star anymore. It's not like he fell off the cliff and is like Lothar Matthäus when he came to MLS, or
no. And or even like, there have been some failed ones like Steven Gerrard, but Schweinsteiger and Rooney were both busting their ass out there in that crap weather in a meaningless game.
Schweinsteiger taking a yellow card for dirty play. I mean,
yeah, it's like Schweinsteiger busted his ass all year. He played basically every position on the field.
Except he never went Jermaine Jones and did it in one game.
No, that's true. It was always defined by the coach before the game started. But yeah, I mean, I know these guys are old, and I know they can't hack it in the big leagues anymore, but it's still awesome to see them here. So,
well, and I disagree. I don't think they could necessarily that they can't hack it. They just aren't starters and aren't stars anymore. They're more role players. They can come here, have a lifestyle that is less pressure, probably get a bigger paycheck, and they get to play the full game still. I mean, I'm sure they'd still would rather be out there for 90 minutes than playing 30 minutes here or there and then being a cup player for 90 minutes.
I guess anonymity's right here. Yes, it is a retirement league, and I guess I embrace that. That's the thing. It's not like I view that as a terrible thing. I think it's cool to see these guys play. So
I guess when I think, like I said, when I think of the concept of full retirement league, I think of what it was 15 years ago when it was Lothar Matthäus coming out here, deciding to take a couple weeks just because he didn't feel like it. Although then again, Zlatan took the World Cup off, so there is that. But by and large, they don't come over here. I mean, I guess Gerrard did it, and so did Lampard, but
Pirlo.
You know, Pirlo, yeah. So, but there are more Thierry Henry, Beckham. You know, you're seeing it a little more frequently, I guess, that guys come over here and can still have something left to play. So,
TJ, how long are you in the fort there that you're in right now?
Just through the week. Through Friday.
What fort are you in?
Fort Knox.
Oh, wait, really was.
You're in like the gold, the one where we keep the gold in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Really?
That's why he's wearing a gold jersey.
No, it's because that's what I grabbed first out of my suitcase.
Is the gold still there?
I don't know. They moved if you want the theory is probably not, because they moved the entire tank division down to Fort Hood. So hard to say.
What fort are you in? Yeah, I asked that just now.
What is Hack Guy's MOS? Like Hack Guy could be in the army.
I couldn't hack it. All right.
No.
What's left on the agenda? Josh Sargent, right, Chris? Is that what else we had?
There is that. He still has not made the first team at Werder Bremen.
But we heard he was done with the U23s.
Yeah, their coach made it sound like he was going to be called up soon. He's still not with the first team. I don't know. I'm not reading a whole ton into it. It's more everybody's just kind of talking about it. My take is they haven't needed him yet. So, of course, they're not shoving him in there when, hey, you can just keep playing where you are and we'll keep watching. But, yeah, hey, when you're scoring or assisting as much as he has, yeah, you're going to get your chances. It's coming. Sooner or later, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get sick. Somebody's going to fall out of form, whatever. And, yeah, he'll be there. Will it happen in the next 2 weeks? I doubt it. I mean, well, hell, technically, it's only, I guess there's still 2 weeks until the international break. I'm curious to see, does he get I assume he'll get the call up again for the U.S., but if it looks like maybe he's getting first team minutes, does he skip it and stay with the team? I don't know. I would think that's probably what happens, but we'll see.
Does he really have a choice?
What do you mean?
Well, if they tell him to play with the U23s, he plays with the U23s. If they
yeah.
I mean, it's not like he exactly has a whole lot of choices here. You gave the impression like, well, if he doesn't like it, he can. Yeah, no.
No. I didn't mean anything like that.
It's still his first season as a professional soccer player.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think he's probably doing all right.
So we've identified. So my jersey got identified that it's the Riverhounds. What hat is that, Pat? Is that Milwaukee Torrent?
No, it's Timbers. It is the hat I got because I am hat guy. I got a hat at the Timbers game that I went to.
And it's blue?
So, no, it's like a New York Jets green.
That's like lighting worse than mine.
Yeah, it's because I had to throw it together quick. It's terrible lighting. It make like there's shadows and shit.
I really very blown out.
This is like blown out, and I have I have a diffuser over it. Like look at this now. Here's some Halloween shit for you.
It's a ghost.
You're going for Halloween look here.
Like I'm white enough as it is. It doesn't need. I don't need help, but. No,
you need lots of help, but we don't have. That's a whole show to it in and of itself. So.
I will do the show from the normal set next time I appear on the show. Yes, the bunker. When will I be on this show next? I don't know. I tend to miss a lot of shows lately, so.
Well, have you figured out your contract yet, or
No, you guys still haven't made me an offer that I deem acceptable, so I'm going to sit here with my hand on my face and yawn.
and have marital problems?
I apparently have marital problems, even though it was my 10-year anniversary. Did I buy it from a homeless person? No.
He stole it from a homeless person.
You don't. You just take what you want in this world. Am I still holding out for more money? I mean, yes, obviously. I can't be bothered to be here all the time, so there's a weird buzz in
I
the
do
audio
need a
now.
haircut. I'm getting one next week.
You've got some stories about things that happened to you during haircuts that we cannot talk about on this show.
Will it be a homeless guy cutting your hair?
No,
some homeless guy without a house.
No.
I hope Solo's not involved either. Anonymity, what has happened that has caused me not to be your favorite? Seriously. I thought we had a special host commenter bond going on, and then now this. I mean, seriously. Have we covered it, guys?
Did we really have a lot to begin with?
No.
That's fair.
What, MLS playoffs, right? Does anybody care?
Ooh, favorite craft beer that I had in Portland. I'll tell you my favorite brewery. It was 10 Barrel Brewing. I went to...
How many homeless people out front?
None. That was pretty far west, and they're more concentrated toward the river from what I can tell. They're like all around either the train station or like the Voodoo Donut area, which I did like Voodoo Donut, but I did it even though it was kind of the crazy touristy thing to do. But 10 Barrel Brewing was really good. I went to Deschutes. They're too hoppy. Everything's a version of an IPA there, and I don't like IPAs. Where else did I go? I went to one called like Asshole Pig or something like that.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't remember the rest of them. I went to a few in Seattle too, but it was just a blur. All right, what we have, social media. This is USFanTV. We, what we did, Chris and I today, we put some things on the USFanTV website.
Boom.
Content, and we put it up on the Facebook and the Twitter and all that.
Is it on Chris's Snapchat?
Probably, but can we even be sure what else is there? I mean, I don't think that's something you want to go do.
Speaking of Chris getting a haircut, and
you never know what's going to happen when Chris is getting a haircut.
I don't even know.
All right, Chris, or TJ, I guess we have to do TJ in the Army now. Do you have any final words?
I've got nothing tonight. This is a new level of special.
Chris.
One last thing. Will Michael Bradley be in the friendlies? I don't think so. I'm guessing, I'm assuming, I'm hoping we're just going to go with young guys in Europe. And on that note, you're done.
Yeah, I would hope so too. I don't see the point in sending him over there. But the bigger question is, will McKinney and Pulisic be there, or will they be hurt? We shall see. All right. We'll see you people next week, unless there's a coach. And then we'll be here. I'm pointing at you with my pencil here. Unless there's a coach, and then we'll be here sooner than that. You are done.